Antonio, Texas.
Nah, I don't want to. I was thinking, I came up with a couple of songs that are easy for me to play, or we could get better because, we're going to have our first band practice. The name of it is Chewy, Lewis, and the Nudes is the name of our band.
Chewy, Lewis, and the Nudes.
And we were going to have our first band practice in the afternoon, but now we're moving to mornings. And by the way, that's going to be on the 15th. You're going to hear Gold, classic bits from us that morning because it's President's Day and some of you are off. And there'll be little interstitials. Is it interstitials? Interstitials?
Interstitials.
Yeah.
I learned that word from you.
From me?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Don't you hear words all the time, like on TV, that you've never heard before, and then you go try to learn them?
No.
Huh.
No.
Did you ever read Reader's Digest? It pays to increase your word power.
No.
Reader's Digest.
Yeah.
That's all we had in our house.
Oh.
Imagine what it was like trying to rub one out to Reader's Digest.
Pretty hard.
Mm-hmm.
Never say goodbye.
Couldn't get hard. Anyway, so that'll be Monday, and then we'll be live on Tuesday. And if anybody has prayers, 0.45%, 0.45% of people die from ablations. So
0. There's
that's
0.
Wednesday. That's not 0. 0.45 is not 0. Oh, and we're live right now on Facebook, on the Dudley and Bob with Matt the Facebook page. We got the cameras live again. We freed the cameras, and they're also going to go up at YouTube. Are we YouTube live? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're live on YouTube, too. So
What does that mean?
And guess what? We can curse now.
No, not in my contract.
We can curse now. And no, he said it was okay. And then Dylan had the balls to tell you to tell me not so much cursing. Is he a manager now? What's going on? What's going on with Dylan?
I think when each time you dump, it'll get the mouths off with what's happening.
Yeah, it happens on YouTube TV all the time. All right, well, let's do this then. We made the trade papers. There used to be a magazine called Radio and Records.
R&R.
And every week after the program director was done, I would get it.
See what jobs?
See what major market jobs were available. And sing about it. and what I had to, CJ. Oh, he must have just had a meal and was all happy dancing around.
He did. He got birria tacos.
He got what?
Birria tacos.
So there used to be this thing called blind box ads in the back. And I'd been here 4 months, I think. Mm-hmm. And I'm looking at Radio and Records magazine in the back, because I'm going to move from Austin to
You're gonna
to
market
Dallas
hop.
or Houston.
It's called market hopping. Yeah.
And I see this box, and it said, morning host needed, rock station, large market, Central Texas. And I just, because imagine how paranoid I was at that age.
Yeah, right.
And I just remember getting that flushed feeling like I did last week. Yeah. And I went home to my first wife, and I go, they're replacing me. I don't even know what I'm going to do. I just only been here 4 months. But they didn't. I asked Clark the next day, and he goes, that's not ours, dude.
Well, they never caught that.
They said
never
large market, so it would have been San Antonio, right?
Probably back then. It might have said media. Who knows? It doesn't matter, Matt. Doesn't matter.
Oh, I'm sorry. Since you were talking about it, I thought it was important.
What happened to my post that said we made the trades? There it is. I didn't know. So there's nothing but websites now. I didn't even know there's radio websites
I hope it's Thrifty
anymore.
Nickel that we made.
No, we made Radio Insight. KLBJ FM moves Dudley and Bob with Matt back to mornings.
Wait a minute. Let me take a picture of that.
Why?
I don't know. Send it to my grandma.
Oh, I got to send that to my
Your
mom,
grandma's
yeah.
dead.
Oh, yeah. I'll send it to my other grandma.
Oh, do you think that'll get your kid into UT?
It might. If that was the school that we were aiming for.
Right.
I was talking about Hogwarts.
Sure you were. It says...
Now am I good enough?
I literally didn't know that there were radio magazines still online.
I didn't either.
Radio Insight.
We used to make it all the time because I would send stuff into them.
Go ahead, read on.
1 year after moving from mornings to afternoons at Waterloo Media, Classic Rock 93.7, KLBJ FM, Austin, the show is moving back to its former perch. Dale Dudley, Bob Fonseca, and Matt Bearden will be heard from 7 to 10 a.m. It's actually 6 to 10, people. 6 to 10. On February the 15th, the trio shifted from mornings to afternoons in February 2020 after a long stint in mornings. Dudley joined KLBJ FM as morning host in 1993.
Not
no. I joined in 1987.
Well, that show was different, though. You buy your own admission. Remember Tubes Day?
Joined the host with Fonseca, joining him in 1998. That's not true.
That's not true at all.
Who sent these facts
98?
in?
Yeah.
They just shaved 6 years off of my life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did. They just did.
Who is this? What?
Nobody joined us in 98. Oh, that's right. Cocaine joined. No, that wasn't 98. Yeah, no, we started in
Oh,
93.
Charlie
This
joined
guy.
you on
Who?
that?
Where did
Charlie
was
was
later.
2000, I think.
Where did this guy get his fat? Where did Lance get
I think
his
that's when
facts?
Deborah left, was in 98.
I'm going to demand a retraction.
It's somebody in here who got it wrong. Bearden, oh, here we go. Bearden will also pull
No,
double
it
duty.
also said that Bearden joined the show as a producer in 2009, which is not a
What
fact
the
that's
hell? Is there,
Guy's got
are there comments allowed on this?
true. Are you really going to take the time to correct this article
No,
that
I'm
the
gonna get-
only 4 people who've ever read it are the 4 people in this room?
No, I'm
The
gonna
byline says Lance Venta.
I'm gonna send it.
Venta.
I want to send it to the Warriors. Warriors, go to radioinsight.com. There's no.
Oh, they're gonna,
you got to log in to join the discussion.
they're gonna make it more accurate.
I don't care. It's not like you're getting.
Oh, you know what? I wonder if they pulled this off of our Wikipedia, which I bet
Yeah,
is
but
this,
I thought the
this wrong.
Wikipedia was.
I didn't see me mentioning that.
I don't even have a personal Wikipedia. Do you have a person? Is there a Matt Bearden Wikipedia?
I sincerely doubt it. I don't know. I don't ever go to Wikipedia.
I don't either. I haven't Googled my name since we were in Ireland the second time.
Well,
But,
that's it. We're not going to read the rest of the article.
That was it.
And most
read
of it
it.
was wrong.
Didn't we read it?
You didn't read the last line.
What is the last line?
No idea because you didn't read it.
Oh, maybe it says Chewy.
I think it said good luck.
In an on-air announcement Monday, the show mentioned that the move was done due to advertiser demand to sponsor the show in the mornings. Did I say that?
I don't know if anybody said that.
I think I said, I said that the big agencies still want to buy in the morning. At least that's what was told to me, that the big agencies. I think they just decided we were a failure no matter where we were, so why not stick them in and try Matt in the afternoons? That's my brain. So, Lance Venta. I'll write Lance and tell him he's wrong
Thanks, Lance.
later when I don't care.
Oh, I'm sure Lance is waiting on bated.
I bet he is.
You think?
Yeah, he's
Well, he
the
wants
owner
to-
and publisher
he wants
of
to-
Radio Insight.
Oh, wait, he's the owner and publisher
And
All
writer.
right.
Wait, he has to do all of his own right. Oh man, this whole industry, Jesus Christ!
Isn't it sad?
Oh,
It's
Lord.
just sad, man.
What's a magazine about radio?
Get radio headlines direct to your inbox at 8 p.m. Eastern daily.
What else is in this magazine? I'm sorry, this is not what you planned, but
No.
I'm gonna need to know what else is happening in Radio Insight. Oh, it's only a singular insight.
Well, let's see. That's not our Sinclair. Sinclair sells Santa Rosa. WLSP completes frequency change. You want to read that? Lineup changes at the Music Monster, 92.7.
Did they sell this magazine at like Barnes and
there we
Noble?
are.
Is it always out?
101.5 My FM debuts in Fayetteville.
Oh.
Mark Chernoff to step down as WFAM program director.
Did you know that
Chernoff's been around.
Did
a
you hear
long
about
time.
Screaming Scott Randall?
No, what happened to Screaming Scott Randall?
Scroll down a little bit.
He's at the Riff.
He's at 101 Riff, and he is actually going to go back to the. You know what? I will say this: for a throwback logo, that's a pretty badass throwback logo.
I used to
the
call.
101
I used to go to that station
Hey,
when I was.
Where
in,
is it? In Syracuse?
Detroit, I think.
Is he coming back? Is he still screaming?
I don't know. Let's click on it and find
It's
out.
Detroit
It's
or
right
Roch-
there in front
I
of
think
you.
It's Detroit, but it could be Rochester.
Okay.
I think Riff is Detroit.
That's it. Oh, the Woody Show comes to Barstow's Drive.
Y100 San Antonio sets new on-air lineup.
Woody's Drive is back in Barstow, California.
Well, you
The
can't.
Drive.
What do you think that pays?
I don't know, but you can't read any article and expect it to be accurate.
Ah, you're listening to the Drive.
So what you just
we
said may
found
not
out-
even be true.
Oh, yeah, we found out that Screaming Scott Randall stopped screaming years ago.
Yeah, he slightly raises his voice now.
He can barely eke out a word.
What's that, Scott? Sorry, Scott. A little louder.
All right, let's move on to what I wanted to do here, which is videos. I'm trying to save them for the video, for the cameras. And this is the one I got to see. I haven't watched it yet. I like seeing things fresh. But when I read about this, now Newsmax, of course, if you didn't know, there's somebody in this room who has in-laws that's what they watch and that's it. Newsmax was created for people who don't want to hear anything factual. They just want to hear what they want to believe.
Feedback loop.
Yeah, it's an echo chamber. It's a circle jerk.
That's terrible.
Yeah. And but they're doing very well. Fox, for the first time ever in decades, was not number one in any demo in January. They got their clock cleaned because they fired the guy. Fox fired the guy who announced correctly the election. And they said and Rupert Murdoch was involved in it.
He was the only guy that got it right.
And he got it right early. He beat all the usually you want to declare before every other TV network.
Which he did.
Yeah.
And they fired him
They fired him for it. But they must have given him a good parachute because he won't talk to anybody in the papers. He wrote an article but didn't criticize Fox. So I haven't seen this yet, but evidently because of the lawsuits coming from the voting machine company, Dominion, Newsmax will not allow you to peddle conspiracy theories for that particular thing.
The way it's been explained to me by a lawyer friend of mine, the case is pretty open and shut, that Dominion could go and sue and is definitely going to win. Well, how it's been explained to me is that it's one of those things that Newsmax is well-funded enough that they're going to push back with lawyers, and it's going to end up in courts for years. Whereas the easier thing, and there's a greater benefit to Dominion, just to put out this letter. But the letter said, hey, you have to read this on air as we've typed it, or we're coming for you. And they read it a couple of weeks ago. And they read it, and then they had to do it like before every show. Every person on Newsmax had to read this letter.
Same thing happened on Fox.
So it's just sitting there, right? Now they invited, what's his name?
Mike Lindell.
Mike Lindell.
Now,
by the way, this guy is a millionaire, and you know how he's a millionaire?
He put
from
foam
putting foam
in a pillow.
In a pillowcase.
Was it Saturday Night Live or somebody did a whole spoof about it? Maybe it was on one of the other shows where they said because he was a crack addict, and he was a huge crack addict. He was on the streets.
Mike Lindell was?
Yeah. He was a crack addict, walking the streets, homeless. And
that's when he came up with the idea that he'd really like a pillow?
Somebody said last week Saturday Night Live was pretty funny. I got to go watch it.
Should we check that, or is that kind of thing we're going to get sued for now and have to read a letter?
No, he was a crack addict. And so anyway.
Amazing. Amazeballs.
I read an article about him, and he says his sales are off the hook, which they may be, just like the florist. But
I think he said
he's trying to push against the voting Dominion because he says he has 100% proof that they're rigged.
I know he says that.
But what I think is Mike's one of those old guys that thinks if you read something on the internet that documents aren't cooked up.
I don't think he understands how to read things like a lawyer does, where if somebody says, accused of, he thinks, well, you're being accused because you did it, as opposed to accused of is a dirty word that makes it seem like you're guilty, but not. Anyway, I watched this yesterday during the show.
And you laughed, I remember.
Sorry, I should have been paying attention to you, but it came to me. Someone sent it, and I was like, this is pure gold.
I haven't seen it. I'm excited.
You haven't?
Mm-mm. Oh. I purposely don't. I like it when you guys haven't seen something that I think is good.
Well, you have to.
I want a natural reaction.
And like you said at the beginning, Newsmax is where the people who've left Fox and said that Fox is too left-leaning, they left and they went to OAN Network. And then they decided that OAN was too left-leaning. And so they've gone to Newsmax now. So for Newsmax is supposed to be a very safe place for Mike Lindell. Now you should roll this. This is great.
What happened with your Twitter account and the company page?
Well, first mine was taken down because we have all the election fraud with these Dominion machines. We have 100% proof. And then when they took it down about 3 weeks ago, and then I put it back up, my personal, it was a
Mike, thank you very much. Mike,
this is like when I was surfing that interview and I was trying to interview Romeo Rose.
Right.
And you're just sitting there going, oh, Jesus, do I let this fly? Do I let this fly?
Wait, he's a pillow guy. Why does he have flags behind him?
And if you didn't hear the meeting where they there's an article where they were seriously considering Mike, the General Flynn, was standing up and Trump told him to sit his ass down. They were considering doing martial law in this country. Can you imagine? I think I'd go get a gun and start marching. I don't know what I'd do. I wouldn't march very far.
Yeah, I was going to say,
but,
get to the end of the driveway and say.
Here's who was in there. Sidney Powell, who's being disbarred now. Mike Lindell, and are you ready? the former CEO of Overstock.com. And if anybody knows how to do an overthrow, it's retailers.
All right, let's get back into this. This is
Okay,
good.
I'm
Let's
sorry.
not stop it. It's
You're
got to
talking
be.
about machines that we at Newsmax have not been able to verify any of those kinds of allegations. We just want to let people know that there's nothing substantive that we've seen. And let me read you something there. While there were some clear evidence of some cases of
Why don't they pot his voice down?
The election results
Because it's
in
better this
every
way. Listen
state
to
were
him behind the
certified,
background.
and Newsmax accepts the results as legal and final. The courts have also supported that view. So we wanted to talk to you about canceling culture, if you will. We don't want to relitigate the allegations that you're making, Mike, because we understand where you are. So let me ask you this. Do you think that this should be temporary? Because it appears to be permanent. Could you make an argument that it is temporary?
What?
Could you make an argument that this could be a temporary banning rather than permanent?
No, I want it to be a permanent because you know what? They did this because I'm revealing all the evidence on Friday of all the election fraud with these machines. So I'm sorry.
They got to say it again. He's got to say it
Can
again.
I ask our producers,
Wait,
can we
here he goes.
get out of here, please? I don't want to have to keep going over this.
Actually,
We at Newsmax have not been able to verify any of those allegations.
Mike, hold on a second. Everybody hold on a second. Mike, hold on 1 second. Let's talk a little bit about just
Walks
what
right out of
is
it.
happening overall in terms of
The other host
censorship.
just leaves. That dude's just like, I ain't getting sued. He just walks out.
In this country, it's cancel culture. They're
Oh, that's
So you want, I have
So
a
good,
I have a
dude.
slider. I just if somebody's yelling at me,
I know.
we'll
My
just,
TV company doesn't have Newsmax. I wish-
Newsmax is mostly online, I think.
You have to subscribe.
Yeah,
you have to
there's
pay
a lo-
for it, or
I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
I know
other than
YouTube
clips
TV
online.
doesn't have it.
Yeah, Newsmax is mostly. I might be, but it's not by the majors. I know it's not. Even OA.
I don't have that. I don't have that either.
I'm familiar with Newsmax because I have an extended family member who is very much in love with Newsmax and shares about once every 6 minutes shares something from Newsmax because this person is also vehemently like, we've got to do something.
How
We've got to
can
do
you not
something.
resist that thing where you want to correct somebody all the time, or are you not getting them? They're going to someone else in your family.
No, what do you mean? I don't correct people online.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess
I'd correct you because I want our show to seem smart.
This is my show. You have your own show now.
Sorry, Bob.
You cut away from me right
Sorry,
as I
Bob.
was showing my acting skills. Take two.
And action.
Hey, I want our show to sound smart.
You might want to speak English.
Wow.
Did you guys see this one? This is down in South America, Peru. A Peruvian lawyer was caught having sex while his Zoom was still up.
Oh, why do y'all keep watching then?
Huh? I don't know why sex is such a horrible thing, and you know.
Have you seen yourself?
You know, weirdly, we have a mirror right next to our.
I know.
I don't have the courage to look over.
Oh, you have a mirror next to the bed?
Yeah.
It's kind of hot, though, isn't it?
No, it's not at all.
Your wife's hot, though.
Thank God it. I don't. You can't.
I know, but when you look over and you see your wife in the mirror, doesn't it feel kind of like a three-way?
Yeah.
You're like,
No,
there's
it
another
looks
chick
like
in here, too.
It looks like she's gone to Baytown and humped a whale. I couldn't get the words out.
Yeah, but it must be like you're hanging out with swingers, because if you see that big guy in the mirror, you're like,
Yeah,
oh,
what's
that
that?
dude looks like for sure, like
Yeah,
he's in a lifestyle.
She's taking a bullet so I can do this girl over here that, oh, wait, there's no other girl over here. Anyway, here it is. I don't understand why sexual behavior.
Well, he's on a Zoom with a judge.
I understand. Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what the.
Well, shouldn't the judge be a little less judgy?
No, he's got boobs like I do. Just over here in the right-hand corner if you're watching us live right now on the Dudley and Bob and Matt Facebook page or YouTube.
Is that a home office?
No, it's his office.
That's a home orifice.
See, that's separate. That's his office.
That's the
Oh,
police
he's-
department where they're bringing people in one at a time.
He's gone full canine right there, hasn't
Yeah,
he?
he has.
Yeah. Oh, he didn't have his shorts off yet. Huh.
Oh, no, he's got... Oh, whoa.
You think he's married?
It doesn't look like it's going well.
Huh?
It doesn't look like it's going well.
Why not?
You don't think that looks like it's going well? She's right there.
I just see people like undressing.
Look
Okay,
at that
now
long
something's
dark
happening.
hair.
Now something's happening.
Yeah, no, she's sitting down on it.
He's married.
Get down on it.
That's a girl who he works with. We've ruined our country. You can't do this stuff at work anymore.
He's not that passionate with his
Ruined.
wife.
HR's the worst, man.
They're out of town now, so feel free. All right, there's that. And let's see here. Here's a guy apologizing to Anderson Cooper for saying that Anderson Cooper ate babies.
Oh, because of Q stuff?
Yeah. He's a retired Q
Oh,
stuff.
I know who this dude is.
This has a spot in front of it. You can look this up.
This guy's been making the rounds, and I don't like it. I think he used the Q thing to try to get... He's one of those guys who just loves attention.
I saw a recovered Q lady last night in one of these clips. She's still an idiot. I'm sorry. She is.
I can't
but
talk about it.
I've realized, like with High Pockets, and I don't know if High Pockets is Q. I didn't want to take his call the other day because on the air I will say something. I'll say, "Are you Q?" Not the. I'll get into it with him, and off the air it hurts. But I realize he's susceptible to cults, and I'm going to recommend in a few minutes. I want to talk about it after we get through this segment. No, that Nexium thing on HBO. I watched 4 episodes last night.
Oh, we watched that.
Oh my God! And here's the. Well, we'll talk about it later. We'll talk
It's
about it
slow though.
Politics.
No, you don't. I don't think you understand why I enjoyed it.
Capital is the subject of a new CNN special report
Here,
that
let
we've
me
been working
jump
on.
ahead here.
It's called Inside the QAnon
Let's see.
Conspiracies.
I was also polled. A
Okay.
Pep Deja was a believer until
Yeah, all right,
June
here we go.
2000.
To apologize for that right now. So I apologize for thinking that you ate babies. But yeah, 100%.
We might want to pull that. I apologize.
I apologize.
Here, let's get it clean. So I'll turn my mics off real quick. Hold on a second. Here we go.
Would like to apologize for that right now. So I apologize for thinking that you ate babies.
That's all you need to watch.
I don't even. QAnon now is not even a baseline for me. I know
Hey,
so many people now in my circle that are QAnon that my baseline is now. I ask, "Are you flat Earth?" That's where that's my jumping off.
My brother took a recording of War of the Worlds from what's his name? Orson Welles.
Yeah.
Which was done in the 30s.
Yeah.
Put it on a record player and convinced my grandmother in 1974
that it was happening.
72
Yeah.
or 73 that it was happening.
Even
and
though
my
people-
grandmother ran around the house going, "Oh my God!"
Even though people were talking in those old timey voices.
Yes,
That's right.
We go to Sunshine, New Jersey, where Thomas. It's coming out. It's coming out. There's something coming out of the vehicle.
No.
That's Foley work for those of you on the cameras. Thank you.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
I'm so
Red Apple
glad.
sale.
I'm so glad we have these back live. And if you didn't see it, you can catch it on YouTube later, and they'll be up at klbjfm.com. And I got a shirt starch just for you guys. And again, going to mornings on the 15th, and we'll be live mornings on the 16th after President's Day. So join us. I'm trying to get excited about getting up at 4 a.m. again.